4105 Parkland Boulevard, Suite 140, Mayfield Heights, Ohio, 44124.
The crack of the bat, the roar of the crowd, eating peanuts and popcorn. Yes, baseball season is here. And for fans, the experience goes far beyond the game to include the ballparks and the players. Matt Lupica knows that feeling, and he's written a guide other baseball fans will gravitate towards. The Baseball Stadium Insider, that combines park profiles, game history, and player comments from all 30 major league ballparks. So welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me.
Now, before we get started, you found another ballpark fan on the wheel.
I sure did. You know, Pat Sajak, he's a big fan of the book, The Baseball Stadium Insider, big Orioles fan. Went out there to meet with him and Vanna White, and it was a great experience, and they both loved it.
All right. Everybody should meet with them one day. They've been around forever. Everybody
Ideally,
should.
right?
Yeah.
Yes.
So you've divided the parks into regions. And I got to start with our region, the Great Lakes region, and, of course, Progressive Field. So it's modern, but it still has this homey feel. So wow, how does it do that?
Well, what they did when they came out with the ballpark is they wanted to follow the pattern that Oriole Park at Camden Yards had set in Baltimore 3 years prior, which meant they wanted to have a ballpark of yesteryear combined with the elements of the amenities today.
Okay.
So they really did a great job with that, and Progressive Field has withstood the test of time, and you know, again, following the blueprint of Oriole Park at Camden Yards, which set the golden standard, you know, Progressive Field is really great.
And the record for most consecutive sellouts?
Right, it was 455 until Boston came along at Fenway Park and beat that back in 2009. But still, a great run for the Indians and their fans, and of course winning baseball during that time.
Absolutely. So you mentioned Boston, old Fenway Park almost got replaced. How did they prevent that from happening?
Well, there was a major uproar. You know, fans wanted to keep that because it's such an iconic ballpark, built in 1912. So the owners decided, you know what, maybe we shouldn't cause such an uproar. So it's on the historical landmarks, and now nothing can be done to it. So they came in there. What they did is the smart move. They upgraded all the stuff, the amenities, everything, and now it's a modern park, but still has that feel of yesterday.
Okay, with the green monster.
Right.
And the manual scoreboard.
Right. That's still there. Babe Ruth hit it with baseballs. Lou Gehrig, all these guys.
It's got to stay.
It's got to stay. There's so many dents in there. It's unbelievable. But, you know, that is true baseball. That's true history. And, you know, I can't see anywhere else it being than in Boston.
And one of the most interesting add-ons to a baseball park is found in Marlins Park in Miami. So tell us what that is.
Right. You know, in Miami, they wanted to do things differently. So they had aquariums put behind the plate. Now, these are bulletproof, shatterproof. I mean, baseball hits it, nothing will happen. But a lot of times when I was talking to players, and this book includes quotes from players, broadcasters, and managers, which I really think adds to the book. When talking to the players, I asked them, is this something that's going to bother you as far as like a pitcher, those fish rolling around and all that stuff? And they said no, because they dim the lights when the game starts.
So they don't really notice it.
Right. Before the game, the lights are on so you could see the fish and, you know, what best represents Miami. And then once the first pitch is thrown, that's it.
That's it. All right. So this sounds like an excellent book. A lot of people out there wanting to look it up. And you've got some data, too, about games and stuff, not just about the parks, right?
Right. What it does is it takes a look back at the memorable games played there. And I think that's important to have. You know, you talk about Progressive Field and the Indians when they came back from 14-2 against Seattle in 01. That's in there. And it really, you know, sheds light on what these ballparks have seen throughout the years. And I think that's important for fans to see.
Absolutely. So many ballparks and so little time. But you can take your time and get to know each one of them through Matt Lupica's book, The Baseball Stadium Insider. My thanks to Matt for joining us today.
Thank you.
To order the book, call the Kent State University Press at 800-247-6553 or click to www.kentstateuniversitypress.com. Next.